Hey friends, it's Michael Golzmane here. So the question I probably get more than any by people who are emailing me, requesting me to look into their subconscious, look into their past lives, their karmic history, kind of the nature of my work, is to help look at, and with the power of your own higher intelligence, resolve the subconscious or karmic, that's past life or this life, reasons why you're currently experiencing reality or life in the way that you are. So many of us are experiencing life with some degree of limitation, not bringing towards us or experiencing life in the abundant, prosperous, loving, effortless way that we know we're capable of it. We get onto a spiritual path and we hear and listen to the spiritual teachings that say, you are one with spirit. You have access to everything. The truth, the abundance, the limitless potential of spirit is the truth of your being. And so it's possible for you to manifest into your life experience more and more in coherence with this truth. So what is the factor? So many people are looking for one thing. And they're looking for, maybe many people have tried lots of different spiritual techniques. They've tried mantras, they've tried affirmations, they've tried spiritual reading and seminars, they've tried meditation, they've tried various spiritual clearing technologies, and they're looking sort of for, they might get frustrated with this and think, well, none of that seems to be working. So what's the major factor? I want to say first and foremost that there isn't one factor that's contributing to a sense of lack and limitation in life. It's often many, many factors that have accumulated over the course of eons of times of your soul's history. The way the soul works, the way our consciousness works, is that whatever we tend to strongly emotionalize, whether it's a sense of lack or a sense of fear or a sense of anger or a sense of hatred, we tend to recreate and replicate day after day, year after year, lifetime after lifetime, creating more of what we don't want. So if we've had a reactionary energy in the past, for instance, of extreme fear, maybe in a past life, we were left to die of exposure, or there was some severe issue that happened where we did not have food in our experience, and we reacted, of course you would react very strongly to that in consciousness. That type of fear can not only be still present with you now, but it can have been compounded and reapplied by your consciousness into many different scenarios in your life over the course of many, many lifetimes. The subconscious is always taking instruction from your conscious mind, what you think, what you believe, what you strongly emotionalize. And then it's also projecting out into your life experience. Even if you don't have any particular fear around a particular situation in life now, your subconscious, which may be storing fear from previous times, may say to you, oh, you should probably be afraid of that situation now, not based on anything right now, but based on the programming that's wanting to replicate in your own consciousness. So it's a very powerful mechanism that we have known as the mind, known as our own consciousness. So I will say to you first and foremost that the money that you have or don't have in life right now is 100% due to your consciousness. It has nothing to do with anything else. And the sooner that you accept that, the sooner you'll be able to change factors in your life. It is not due to your employer. It's not due to your growing up circumstances. It's not due to your parents. It's not due to your gender, to your race, to the country you live in, to your education level. It's not due to any of that. It's due to your consciousness. This means what's going on within your being, what's going on within your mind and your feeling nature, all the way from the origins of your soul's creation through now. So I made a quick list of some general factors that come up very, very frequently for people when I'm checking in to see what are the operations that are going on in the person's consciousness that are contributing to their current state of lack or limitation. I want to share these with you now because most, if not all of these, probably apply to most, if not all of us, much of the time. So the first factor is our present and past unprocessed, unresolved beliefs about money. That's an obvious factor. If we have lack and limitation that we have accepted, beliefs about it, fears about it from the past, they're still in operation now. Everything that we've ever strongly emotionalized and created programming around in our consciousness that has not been resolved in our soul's history is still operating now. So we think, just to recall your attention to something you may be able to consciously remember, you think maybe, okay, I was programmed with a lot of fear. My parents had a lot of fear about money when I was a child. but that was decades ago. It couldn't possibly be operational now. Well, unless it's been resolved by you, it is operational now. It may be repressed. You may not understand consciously every day, be thinking about it, but it still can be operating at the subconscious. Second factor, our beliefs about God, ourselves, life, and ultimate reality. This is a big one. This is not just a religious concept, by the way. I'm not talking about the God of religion, but I am saying that religion can strongly program us with limiting beliefs about ultimate reality. Ultimate reality, source, ultimate consciousness, God, spirit. I use these all as synonyms. So if we believe in a punitive God, then we believe in a punitive life. Then we believe in lack and limitation. If we believe that we have to earn God's good grace through certain right actions and that God is judging us or potentially condemning us to hell, as I was taught as a kid, before we can, get the blessings that the being, the withholding being in the sky is keeping from us, that is going to shape, that is not a true reality by any means, but that is going to shape our perspectives when it comes to our ability to have a wealth consciousness. So our beliefs about life. Is life for me? Do I feel supported by life? Do I feel in rapport with life? Do I feel open to life? Do I feel connected in a field of love to all other people, to the earth plane itself? What do I feel about God? Do I feel... Many people are running tremendous amounts of beliefs that they have been condemned and punished by God. This is not something many people would, on a spiritual path, would necessarily believe about themselves at this moment, but yet they're running tremendous amount of it at a soul level from many of their incarnations. What's the next factor? Not wanting to be here on earth or to be incarnated at all. I had a teacher when I was in Christian school when I was a kid who said to me once, this is very interesting programming. She said to me that she wished there was no such thing as money, because it was just, she didn't want to touch the money, she didn't want to have to deal with it, she just wished it wasn't there. She thought it was kind of dirty. So that attitude is going to affect how much money you can attract in life. If you believe something is dirty, bad, shouldn't exist, you're not going to bring more of it into your life. Not certainly through any kind of conscious intention. So many people, if you look at it from a soul perspective, many people feel reluctant about wanting to be incarnated here on the earth plane at all. They feel like, I came here kicking and screaming. I don't really want to be here. I don't really want to have to deal with earth plane stuff like physical body, having to eat, having to make money. I didn't have, those needs were all met when I was in spirit. I didn't have to eat. I didn't have to wear clothes or buy clothes. I didn't have to make a living because that was all provided for in the spiritual realms. The fact is that we all chose to be here. And so we might as well get on with it. But we can be running a lot of subconscious reluctance, even so. Other factors, tension and stress. You're like, I'm watching this video and this guy's telling me I have tension and stress. Of course I have tension and stress because I don't have any money. So remember that the quality of your consciousness is the only factor that's attracting or not attracting to you what you're wanting in life. And as hard as that can be to accept when you feel like there is lack and limitation in your life, the less tension and stress you have, the easier it will be for money to find you. So you have to cultivate through taking authority of your own consciousness, saying, I am going to relax. I am going to do something fun and exciting. I'm going to deeply breathe. I'm going to be out here in nature like I am right now. I'm going to cultivate things that help my body to just relax. Relaxation response. 10 to 20 minutes of deep breathing, slow breathing. It's free. Oxygen's free. You can relax and you can release tension just by doing something that's free like deep breathing. Other factors, lack of coherence and flow with our unique service gifts. What is it that you came here to do? What is the most inspired aspect of your being that you feel totally in alignment with? Maybe you don't know what that is yet. Or maybe you want to know. Maybe you already do know, but you're not really applying it at the fullest extent to which you're able to. This is called being in the flow of our unique gifts of service. Many people get wrapped up in this money equation to, I need to receive. I need to figure out ways to unblock my receiving. I need to get more from the universe. Well, that's part of the equation. The other part of the equation is giving. Are you giving selflessly and wholeheartedly to life as service? This may sound like a crazy practice if you're feeling in some sort of lack right now, but can you find a place to give money to right now? Give money as a tithe. Give money as an offering, as a gift to someone. Freely, openly, not trying to make a deal with God, not trying to say, well, I'll give this person $10 right now if you'll, pay my rent this month. No, it's not a deal. It's a giving selflessly and freely. If you ungrip that tight grip on your money right now and say, you know what, Spirit, I trust you to such an extent, I am going to give this money to this person who needs it right now, knowing, I am fully trusting and knowing that it will be returned to me, pressed down, shaken together, beyond what I can even imagine in this moment. You can't imagine how powerful literally putting your money where your mouth is, putting that practice into daily regular practice, tithing, giving in service. Other factors, closed-heartedness. Our consciousness, which is not just our mind, it's our total presence on the earth, is what is our function of giving and being openness to all of life. If we're closed-hearted, we're not open and receptive to love. We're not open and receptive to sharing with others through, how wonderful and how open can my heart be in offering you love and kindness. We're not going to be in the flow of money. Other factors, unresolved issues of trauma, forgiveness, and hurt. These are obvious. If you've been encountering a lot of trauma in your life, it's important to find ways to resolve this. This kind of clearing work of the Akashic Records can be part of that process. Forgiveness. Forgiveness of everybody, including yourself, including God, including everyone that you can even think of remotely who has hurt you or you believe you're holding energy on right now. It's a very, very important part of money manifestation. So, I wrote also in my notes here I'm reading from. Still, even with all of this, in this moment, with all of this kind of thing coming up, when we do this, even when we have all of this coming up in our consciousness, it can take just a split second for us to come back into rapport with the energy of divine love. All of a sudden, one of these factors, just forgiving our mother, just forgiving that person who hurt us, just giving a little bit, just taking a few deep breaths out in nature, can shift us in such a way that all of a sudden we're like, oh yeah, I feel that click in my consciousness, in my heart. I feel like, oh, I'm in rapport with Spirit in this moment. Okay, Spirit, show me, guide me. What do you want for me to do? Remember, Spirit is you. Spirit's the truth of your being. You need to follow that guidance. Click in through your spiritual practice, whatever it is that you're withholding from life, whatever it is that you need to let go of, whatever it is you need to open to right now. Click into that spiritual practice so that you can be in the flow, you can be in rapport. So we need to continuously practice. Not only do we need to do the things I've just mentioned, we need to continuously practice flow, ease, relaxation, joy, lightness, giving. These are all just basic spiritual practices that put us back into the favor of the gods, you could say. It's going to still be a process as we release and as we open up on those levels as well, but we're at least going to be on the path. We're going to be walking forward in confidence. Remember, life loves you. You, in this moment, just do a quick little prayer affirmation for you. In this moment where you are at, the fullness of the abundance of the gods, of the universe, of Spirit, is fully present where you are. It's just waiting to be unlocked. It's just waiting to be uncoded. It's the truth of your being. It's in your heart right now. It's in your potential. And it's wanting to come forward for you, and it needs you to comply with the principles of the universe a little bit more strongly, to give, to open, to release, to forgive, to get into the flow, to do some deep breathing, to drink lots of water. That's a good principle because that gets us back into the flow. It makes our tissues nice and juicy. We get back into this flow more and more, and maybe there's something that we hear about, a certain practice that we can add, and we're like, oh yeah, that gets me out of my own way even more, that gets me into the flow more, that gets me energized even more, and pretty soon the abundance and the prosperity becomes self-perpetuating. We're so in the flow all the time that everything we need shows up. So I hope this video we've covered a lot of material today. I hope this video has had some positive effect for inspiring you. Start where you are right now. Do one practice. Just pick one practice right now. Do it immediately following this video. And one practice will lead to another, and you'll begin to feel more and more of that rapport with your inner spiritual essence. And man, the better remember, your money is due to your own consciousness and nothing else. So the better you feel, the more released, the more in the flow, the more open you feel, the more loving you feel, the more that abundance in all forms, abundance of contacts, money, opportunities, health, joy, spiritual connection, it's just going to find you. It's just going to find you. You won't be able to stop it, and you won't want to stop it. And the good thing about this, what the thing about money is about abundance consciousness in general, it likes to be shared. So the more you share with others of what you have right now, you have an abundance of consciousness, you have an abundance of giving, of sharing that you could do, kindness, vitality. You can be kind to someone, you can say a kind word, you can send an email, you can pray with someone. You can share out of the abundance that you already have. What last thing I'll leave with you is a book I was reading recently by Evie Ingraham called The Plains of Abundance. It says in that book that if you look at all the different forms of abundance that are out there, like air, like water, like opportunities, like our thoughts, creative ideas, connections with others. If you look at all the different forms of abundance out there, 99% of them are free. 99% of all the different forms of abundance are already accessible to you free, and yet so often we get so focused and hung up on, I need to make more money. Release more, access all the forms of abundance that are already free and available to you. And as you practice abundance as a spiritual practice in your life, you will begin to manifest more. More will show up in your life in all the forms that you're looking for. So take a deep breath. Life is good. Thanks for watching this video, friends. I appreciate connecting with you. Please do message me. See if I can do anything for you. Peace and blessings to you, friends. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.